What is up, guys? In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to use this template and how to get back into Photoshop. So the first thing you're going to do or see when you open up your template is something that looks like this. So let me go ahead and open it up so I can show you. Your design, cancel, close those, exit, save and yes. Middle, your design, me group all of mine, hide it, close it, save it, yes. So the first thing you should see is something that looks like this. Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing in Photoshop is going to be using a couple of techniques that you might have forgotten how they work. So I'm going to go ahead and name them out right here really quick. So the first one is going to be gradients. Then we're going to use brushes. Then we're also going to use filters. Then we're also going to use fonts. And then we're also going to use blend modes. And then we're also going to use layer styles. So those are the main things that we're going to have to cover in this tutorial. So first of all, let me show you how you'll start your design. So the very first thing you'll see is a bunch of weird folders on the side that say background light, bottom soda, middle soda, top 2, water texture, and then a big folder for soda. So the first thing you want to do is go over to your middle soda. When you open up this folder, you'll see you put your design here, and then mask design and middle soda. So in this particular layer, inside this square, if you double click it, you'll open up the design. Now your design is going to probably look like ungroup, and I'll leave it like that. Your design is probably going to look like this. So what I did was I just selected all of it by holding shift, and I put Control G to group it into its own group. Then I just made a new layer and I started playing around with my colors. So the first thing I did was grab, blue, and then I grabbed like a dark blue, and I got my gradient, which is the first thing here. Boom, boom, check. Grab my gradient, grab this one right here, which I wanted radial. It's up to you how you use it. And I'm actually going to reverse this colors because I want it bright in the center. And I did that. So I kind of like that. Second thing that I did was use my logo. Let's go over to Adobe Illustrator and select your logo. I'm using Marvin's design, but I changed it a little bit from his hyper energy that he has here. And I kind of created this one that's black and white. Then I just simply copy, Control C, go to Photoshop, and put Control V. Here it's going to ask you if you want to paste it as a smart object, and you're going to choose Smart Object and click OK. Now you can resize it by holding Shift and Alt at the same time. You can resize it from the center. I'll go ahead and leave it there. Next thing I want to use are some brushes. So I already downloaded some brushes, but if you have not done so or there's no custom brushes installed in your computer, you may do so at brusheezy.com. And I'm going to use this one right here. So in order to use a brush, I need to create my own layer. Now that it's on its own layer, I can go ahead and use my brush. Notice if I use it right now, this brush is really big, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make sure that my brush is a little bit smaller by using my bracket keys on my keyboard. Now it fits within the design, but I also don't want it blue. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to kind of a whitish color and just paint over like that. So I've used a brush. Now I want to use some filters. Filters is really easy. You just go up here to the top and you have filters. You can use anything from blur, blur gallery, distort, anything that you find in here, or you can go into your filter gallery and then play around with stuff in here, which they all do different stuff depending where and how you use them. You don't have to use it on your brush. You can use it on your actual design or whatever it is that you want to do with it. I, on the other hand, am going to go to render, or where is it at? Blur, and I'm going to go to a radial blur. Radial blur is just going to make a circle. I'm going to put this to around 48% and click OK. That's going to create this effect, which I think looks pretty cool. Then I'm going to duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J. Now that I've duplicated it, I'm going to go ahead and select it and rotate it. Cool, huh? Go ahead and press enter right there. I'll grab both of these and move them underneath my logo, or in this case Marvin's logo, and I'll put it right around there. Press Ctrl T and make these a little bit bigger and have it there. Nice, I like that. Maybe I'll even move everything just a little bit up, bring this one up as well. There we go. So I like that. So we've used filters now. Okay, that one didn't sound like the rest of them, but whatever. Let's move on. So I have fonts, and I've downloaded some fonts, and of course there's a bunch of them here. You can use whichever you want, but I'm gonna go with my traditional amazing font, Nexabold. And I forgot what the quote was that I ended up putting for this one, but you'll add some sort of quote or slogan to your thing. So the only poison that keeps you going. So in this particular case, you can choose to write whatever you want. I mean, it's your design, right? It's your soda, your energy drink, so whatever, right? So I'm gonna go over to my blending options. I'm actually gonna do a color overlay and switch it over to white and even drop a shadow on it. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Maybe I could even grab my shape tool and just do like a little tiny line like that to emphasize, hey, that's important. Anyways, I forgot how the rest of the design really went. I don't remember what else I did, but I do remember I used a brush again, and I created a new layer for that new brush, and I'm actually gonna just put it here somewhere, but more of a blue color. Just drop it there, go right click, go to blending options, and under your blending options you notice this is called layer styles. So we're already using our layer styles. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a shadow on this, put it underneath my logo just like so, and maybe press Ctrl T and kind of rotate this a little bit like this. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. See how that looks like? Yeah, that looks okay. And then go ahead and put this guy here. So now I've used blend modes. Well, I haven't used blend modes actually. I've used layer styles, fonts, filters, brushes, and gradients. Now I'll go ahead and come over here and search up for textures. And under textures, I'll go ahead and just kind of grab whatever I think looks kind of cool. So this is like let's see here. Alright, this weird looking stuff looks kind of creepy. So I'll go ahead and copy this image, come over here, and then paste this image. So now we have this crazy looking thing here, and we'll start using our blend modes. So let's try overlay. So overlay looks kind of crazy. Screen, multiply, multiply, I think, looks kind of cool. Maybe here, we drop it down to the bottom, and maybe drop this a little bit. There we go. That looks kind of cool. And another thing that I had done was I made a copy of the logo, because right now you can't do anything to this logo, but if you rasterize it, you can now do stuff to it. For example, go to blending options and add a gradient. Now that I have a gradient, I have this cool looking effect, but it messed up my entire logo, and I don't want to do that. So I'll go ahead and use my eraser tool. Make sure that my harden is at 100, and I'm just going to erase off. Oops. Erase off a little bit from this areas. There we go. Just like so. And then do the same thing over here. Just like so. And then erase a little bit of these bones. Dun 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 dun. Some parts in here. And then somewhere here is the nose. There it is. So I'll go ahead and Control Z and oh look, that's kind of cool. I'll just boom, do that. Yeah. Alright, so now we have this cool looking effect. Now that we've kind of designed it and we've done all these little stuff, of course you guys will take your time and make yours look amazing, right? Not as lame as this one. But now I can just close it. And when it's closing it, it's going to ask me, do you want to save your file? You just click yes, save it. And that will automatically update over here. So now you have this cool looking bottle with the design you just did. Now you just got to do the same thing for the top part. So in the top part, you'll see this one where it says your design goes here. Double click and then click cancel. And then you can design this little top part. Now of course, this top part, you kind of want it to be the same color as your design over here, so it can kind of match and blend with your soda. And after you've done that, you can go ahead and save it as a JPEG and then turn it in. That's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.